This is the Bowhold video. I'm going to show you a few ways to work on bowholds at home, even if you don't have a real violin bow to use at home. I'm going to use a Sharpie this time, but you can use a pencil, a pen, marker, whatever you got that has that long cylindrical shape. What you want to watch for when your child is working on bowholds is that they aren't squeezing. It's real easy for the little ones to really just grab onto anything that goes in their hand. So we're working on being really relaxed and just kind of having a natural hand shape when it comes to the bowhold. So the first easy one that we do in class is pretend like we're holding an orange, and this is bow hand, an orange, and for their little hands you can think of those little cutie oranges or something, and if you have one at home, you can put some sort of round thing in their hand to get that sense, and they don't want to squeeze, otherwise you get OJ, okay? So we pretend that we have a small orange in our hand, and if we take the marker or whatever you got, and we just gently put it into the hand, and all they really have to do is make sure that their thumb is on the bottom or on one side, and that it's bent. That's the important part. All the fingers should be curved and bent a little bit. No, nothing should be straight. So that's the thumb on the bottom. And then these fingers, these first three, 1, 2, 3, should be just hanging out over the marker or whatever you're using. And then the pinky is going to sit on top. So when you hold it sideways, everything is curved. The thumb is still bent, and the last thing that might be a little bit tricky to start out with is making sure that the middle finger kind of lines up with the thumb. If it's in between the middle finger and ring finger, that's okay. Everyone's hand shape is a little bit different, so these are just kind of general guidelines for lining up the fingers. But the main thing is that the thumb is bent but not pushing, and that the finger is, or the middle finger is across from the thumb. Sometimes you'll see your kids' fingers straighten out like that. That means that they're pushing. So you can even push into their thumb muscle here to get them to relax. But that's what it should look like. So we do the orange. The other one that's a little bit tricky to do with something that's short is we shake it out, shake our bow hand, and then we flop. And this is just to get our fingers on top here, really relaxed. And really, all they should have to do is stick their thumb underneath, and they can line it up with their middle finger, and then the pinky sits on top, and that's pretty much it. The end result, we should always try to go to holding the item straight up and down, because that's going to be closest to what the real bow will feel like, is straight up and down. So again, it's shake it out, flop, place the thumb, which I call Bob, by the way. Bob is happy when he is bent. If he is straight, then he's crying. So we want to keep Bob happy, and then pinky on top. They can also think of these 3 fingers are the big kids that know how to swim, and so they get to jump in the pool. And then this is the little baby that still needs his floaties, and he's still scared to go into the water. So thumb bump, across from middle finger, everything is curved, okay? And the last one, again, it's a little bit tricky if you don't have something long. Even like the end of a wooden spoon would work, because it's long enough if you have the thin dowel on it. But we shake out our hand again, and then we just flop it on our knee. This is best sitting down or crisscross. And then we just take the item and we slide it through. So this makes our bowhold upside down right now, but again, these fingers should be just relaxed and curled, because that's the natural shape of our hand when we flop. And if we slide it through, then we're able to just put our thumb on top, and then the pinky this time is going to go on the bottom, okay? And then you can easily see that the middle finger will line up with the thumb, and then hold it straight up and down. If your child is having trouble not grabbing or has a lot of tension in their hand, sometimes the shaking it out isn't quite enough. They might have to do, a full arm shake out or roll their shoulders, that kind of thing. Another thing that I've been doing with the kinders, at least in class, is to hold out their bow hand and just wobble. If I see it from the side, just wobble from the wrist instead of moving their whole arm. But they can just do this and then flip it over, and then I have them tap with their thumb to that first knuckle line on their middle finger and just tap, tap. And if they can do it fast and light, that's a good sign. If they're really pressing hard or flattening out the fingers, kind of like a duckbill, then that's not good. We just want it really soft and keep, again, everything is curved when we do it. And then you flip it over, you do the wave again, and you can tap again, and then you can touch, and then wave and relax. And sometimes I say that, something really cute is going to eat our violin bow. So the thumb can still stay on the bottom there, and then just place the pinky on top. So nothing's perfect, and hopefully one of these ways works better for your child. That's why I do all of them in class, because usually one works better than the other for certain students. So that's basics to a bow hold.